Well, that gets to the very basis of truth, and that's the argument. That is the greatest threat to America. We're losing the truth.
Promise to solemnly swear that the testimony...
Amid fresh reports of reckless behavior by Blackwater in Iraq, Blackwater's CEO, Erik Prince, made no apologies to a congressional investigating committee.
I disagree with the assertion that they acted like cowboys.
Prince said his employees act with restraint and professionalism. He boasted that none of the U.S. diplomats he is paid to protect have been killed or wounded.
Hey everybody, I'm out just doing some low round count pistol standards training, and I'm going to start doing some episodes called straight shooting, pun intended. So we want to be straight shooters both in practice and in life. Ugh. Balancing this target so I can bring it uphill here. It's hard to self-film and do that, but whatever, you get it. So anyway, you notice the title of the video, and this week I was sent an interview by one of my very good friends. We were best friends in high school. His dad was a SEAL, and he went to BUD/S. He didn't make it, and I went to BUD/S, and I did not make it. And so that's where I want to come straight out in the beginning of this video and say I'm not a SEAL, never have been a SEAL. I did go to BUD/S, class 188. And as the title says, it's got Erik Prince's name in it. And Erik Prince was my boat crew leader. So when I was sent the interview, it was Shawn Ryan interviewing Erik Prince. And when I was sent that interview, you know, it brought back certain memories, and I remember being in BUD/S and meeting Erik, and him being a good leader, and he's got some good things to say. And so I watched that interview. It's a little over 3 hours. I'm going to put the link in the description below. But as I'm shooting and training today, I just wanted to share some thoughts about that with you, about the American military, about my experience in meeting men like Erik Prince and the impact it has on your life, and where America is headed specifically. And Erik makes some great points, but he makes one specific point in the end that I'll get to. And so that's what I want to talk about today while we're shooting. So straight shooting. You know, people say, shoot me straight, Doc, when they need to get the doctor's professional medical opinion, and they don't want it sugar-coated. And same thing with life in general. We always want to shoot straight. And so what we need a lot of in America right now is shooting straight, because we need the truth more desperately than we ever have needed it before. So I want to talk about training, but also want to talk about those life issues. And when you train, what I try to do is just wear what you normally have on out, or wherever you are. You know, a lot of times I'm just out working, and if I'm not out and about in town, I'm working here at home. I'm working out on the property. And so I try to train in what I would wear. Obviously I wouldn't have, well, I might have a camelback on my back, but it's really hot this morning, and so I have one on now. But what I mean is, in the shirt you would wear, t-shirt that you would wear, shoes that you would wear, pants, etc., etc. If you wear glasses, train in your glasses. If you wear contacts, train in your contacts. And so you want to train the way you live. And part of that is your gear as well. And so I carry a Glock 19 95% of the time in appendix position with an extra mag, Glock 19 Gen 5. And so that's what I'm training with most times, unless I'm reviewing a gun or doing something like that. So a like I said, straight shooting is just about the truth, and we have, in a greater portion of America, lost the truth. And so what I want to talk about as we go through, and you saw the title of the video, I want to talk about a little bit about buds, a little bit about Erik Prince, and hopefully a lot of it about America. And that would just set the stage for the conversation of straight shooting. So let's shoot and talk. All right, so the first drill I'm working on is just 3 meters, one shot to the head. And I'm supposed to be able to do it in 1.5 seconds. And the last one was 1.59. So we're gonna work on that a little more. So again, 3 meters, one shot to the head. And the time constraint for that is 1.5 seconds. And if you want to run these drills, I will put them down in the description below. Too slow. .5, but not on target. All right, so basically gonna run them until I get them right. That's 148, 3 meters, one shot to the head. And that was the last one. That was that flyer. All right, so next drill is same distance, 3 meters, 2 shots to the body, 1.5 seconds. So same time, same distance, 2 shots to the body, bigger target area. So you should be able to do it faster. .98. .75. All right, again, this is 3 meters, 2 rounds to the body in 1.5 seconds. .166. All right, 149. So it takes a while to get there, but you gotta warm up and keep practicing. All right, so I'm gonna reload here, and I'm gonna need to do some reloads in the next drill, so I'm gonna empty my self-defense rounds. It is hot. But so I did want to talk about buds a little bit. I'm not gonna go into all the details in this video. I'll do another video on it, but I did go to buds class 188, and I made it to Hell Week, and I quit first night in Hell Week. And again, I will put the details in another video. Hopefully that it will help somebody. It's a humbling experience. It is known and arguably known to others as the toughest military training in the world. By far hardest physical things I've ever done in life, and mental things, and that's what overcomes most of the people. And so I'm glad I went. It was an excellent experience. It sets the tone for the rest of your life, and really allows you to put physical and mental demands and categorize them and have a bar to set for them. Like I said, even if you don't make it, it does give you a standard to shoot for, and it gives you a new outlook on life of what you're capable of, what you're physically capable of and mentally capable of doing. So I wouldn't change it for the world, wouldn't change the outcome for the world. Are there days I regret not having made it through or ringing the bell? Yeah, there are days that I do that, and then there's days where I think about all the things that transpired up until that, and then there's things that I think about after that. And one of the great things is, had I become a SEAL, I probably would not have the family that I have, the wife that I have, and the children that I have right now. My life would have taken a different trajectory. So Lord knows He plans, we plan our steps, He directs our path, and that's exactly what happens in each one of our lives. So the regrets, yeah, so you have regrets about things or wish you would have done things differently, but then those regrets are overcome by the current life that you have, and you realize all those things worked out for the good for you. So the next one is going to back up the distance to 7 meters, and it is going to be 2 rounds to the body, 1 round to the head. Oh, excuse me, 1 round, reload, 2 rounds to the body. So 1 round to the body, reload, 2 rounds to the body. So 3 rounds to the body, 5.5 seconds, 7 meters, 1 round, reload, and 2 rounds to the body. So I'm gonna fully load this mag. I'm gonna put 1 so I hit slide lock in the mag that's in the gun. So as you're thinking about this video and the things we're talking about, put down in the comments the toughest physical thing you've ever had to do in life, or the toughest mental challenge you've ever had to do in life, and how you overcame that, or did you overcome it, and what allowed you to overcome that challenge, if it did. So, and we are ready to go. And it is hot. As I said, I shoot a Glock 19 extra mag. That's what I carry, that's what I shoot 95 or greater percent of the time. What do you shoot on a daily basis, and what do you carry? Put it down in the comments, what you shoot and what you carry, if you carry an extra mag or not, and let me know how you train, how you gear up. If you got some good drills to do alongside of these pistol standards, I would love to hear them, what your favorite drills are and what drills you think prepare you the most. So I usually wait till I change distance and then put a tick on all the old holes. Greater the distance, greater increase of a chance for those flyers. Right, so this is 7 meters, 1 round to the body, slide lock, reload, and 2 rounds to the body in 5.5 seconds. Add an element of difficulty when you're timing yourself. I don't like too much stuff down around my waist, so I put it on this shoulder strap, and that's kind of a pain also, but it is what it is. All right, I got that first shot off a little quicker. That is 5.44. I am gonna run that again because I don't feel comfortable. It felt sloppy, so I'm gonna try it one more time. All right, happy happy with that one. Drop a shot. All right, so that lost the time, but it was 5.32. All right, so I got to reload here. Second thing I wanted to talk about, not just buds in my experience, but Erik Prince. So class 188, if you're not familiar with Erik Prince, you can look him up, and I would suggest you do. He is a avid historian, but he really knows history, and especially from a military perspective. And he is a warrior. He is a military man. And I met Erik Prince at Buds. He was one of the 4 officers in class 188. I believe all 4 of those officers, or the other 3, including him, he started Blackwater, the world's largest private security corporation. If you don't know the name Blackwater and all the events tied to it, you should look that up. It'll give you great insight into the corruption that now lies deep inside the State Department, the CIA, and the American government. And it'll give you great insight into where we have come from and where we are going if things don't change in America. So anyway, Erik Prince is a great boat crew leader. And a great leader, and obviously you can look at the story of Blackwater and see how he grew that company, and his again, I'll put a link to the interview that I watched earlier that kind of sparked this video. But in that interview, you can see as Shawn Ryan interviews him, you can see that his track record is an impeccable track record. Is he a man? Yeah, absolutely. Has he made mistakes? I'm sure he has, as we all do. But as far as trusting him as a source of historic and military knowledge, and where we're going in the future in those regards in America, I think he's very capable and very well thought out, and very on track, on target, so to speak. He shoots straight. That led me to the video that my friend sent to me, and that I watched, and sent to a couple of my friends to watch, because it's 3 hours, almost 3.5 hours long. But it's a great interview and great insight, especially toward the end of the changes that have occurred in our nation. And I'd like to specifically talk about that in a second after we shoot a little bit more. All right, next one is going to be 2 rounds to the body, 1 round to the head, 7 meters, 3 seconds. And so no reloads, just 2 rounds to the body, 1 round to the head, 7 seconds at, excuse me, I wish 7 seconds. 2 rounds to the body, 1 round to the head, in that order, 7 meters in 3 seconds. Let's do it. .21. .9. 2.78. I gotta slow it down, I'm getting sloppy. Three flat. All right, so as I said, I was sent that video, and I watched it all the way through. In fact, I watched it twice. But at the end, that's the main point I wanted to get to of this video, is America And Shawn Ryan asks Erik Prince a very particular question. Go ahead and look at the clip right here.
What do you think the biggest threat to the United States is at this point?
Our biggest threat is internal. Is, again, if we can't even agree on what's male and female anymore, if we can't even agree on what is a free and fair election, if we can't even agree, right? And because the other attribute of a country is something that has defined and defended borders, right?
All right, so Shawn asked him, what's the greatest threat to the U.S. currently? And Erik says, I think the greatest threat is internal. And he said, we can't even agree on what's male and female, right? And then he says some other things. But that's telltale. And it's not just about the gender argument. So I want you to see the basis for his comments. They don't just lie in the gender realm or fair and free and fair elections, but think about the words free and fair. And then think about the basic understanding of gender, male and female. And there are only two. Now, there are mutations. We know that. We see that not only in the animal kingdom, but we see that in human beings as well. And there are what we call hermaphrodites. But as far as the gender of the hermaphrodite, that is sealed at birth. In other words, there's no human being on the planet that has both the ability to be a male and the ability to be a female. What I mean by that is sperm and egg. There is no person, and this may sound sarcastic or funny, but I mean it, and I don't mean it sarcastic or funny. There is no single person that can impregnate his or herself. It is a physical impossibility, and that is where we get gender from. You are either male or female. Now, you may be mutated, but on the biological level, you are either male or female. So Erik says the greatest threat is internal. We can't even agree on, what male is and what female is. Well, that gets to the very basis of truth, and that's the argument. That is the greatest threat to America. We're losing the truth. And so I want you, the viewer, and me, to take a step back and to think long and hard about the truth. And what do you believe at the bottom of every issue? In other words, do like a little child does. You know, if you've had children and they get to that stage in the game where they start asking, hey, Daddy, why? 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 My 9-year-old son, famous for it. And it can wear you out. But it's also very refreshing to see him think like that, because he's critically thinking. And I don't think we as Americans critically think enough about the truth. And so I want you to think about the truth. What undergirds your morality? That's where we are. That's why we're in the situation we're in. That's why we have the corruption in the U.S. government that we have, because morality, by and large, has been thrown out the window on both sides of the aisle. And because the American people, by and large, or maybe in a greater portion, or at least a 50% divide, do not care about morality the way we used to. And when I say morality, I mean the absolute ethics and code of conduct that undergirds every situation of life. Are you going to tell the truth? Are you going to love your neighbor? Are you going to take personal responsibility for you, for your family, and treat others fairly? That's what he was talking about, free and fair elections. All of that boils down to the heart of a man, the heart of a woman, and where you are morally, and where you are with relation to everything around you, and are you grounded in the truth? I'm a Christian, and I know there are many, many religions in the world, but what you will see, if you look long and hard, there is a God who created all things. And the truth, He is truth. And that truth is bound up in His character. And so I would end this video by telling you, I end every one of my videos, obviously, if you've ever watched any of them, with God bless you and yours. And I sincerely mean that. It's not just words that I throw around. But that God that I ask to bless you at the end of each video is the God of truth. He's the God who created the worlds. He's the God who created you. He's the God who said there's male and female, and He is the God of freedom, and He is the God of fairness. And we're all going to give an account to Him one day. And so I would strongly encourage you This video has been an encouragement to you. Not only do I want you to train hard and train smart, but I also want you to train hard in the truth and find out what you believe. If you have any questions or comments, I'm sure there'll be some negative ones, and I'm sure there'll be some positive ones. Put them down in the comment section below. What do you think is the greatest threat to America? And how do you feel about the truth and morality and where we are as a country, and what do we need to do to fix it? I'm convinced it starts at the personal level. It starts with me, it starts with you. And so where are you convinced it starts and should start? As always, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. God bless you and yours. More time. Time to go, the Lord says. Time to go.